Yo, Kazma here, back at you again. What's another video? And today's video is pretty plain and simple. I feel like you just don't need to be in a relationship. And I think that we all are chasing a relationship way too hard and pursuing and wanting a relationship so badly. And I feel like we have failed to realize that we need to improve ourselves and better who we are rather than getting into a relationship and doing the whole relationship thing first. Because being in a relationship is cool, and I think it's a better, like a nice bonus to life, but I don't think it's a necessity. And I think we all fail to realize that we have so many more problems in our lives that we need to sit first, achieve, and improve rather than just jumping into that relationship, asking that girl out, start dating, or not even just asking that's like a specific girl, right? You're just asking all different kinds of women, right? You're just trying to find anyone to date you, just to find that sense of love and that sense of connection. And I think that love is a nice thing, and I think that having a girlfriend can be very beneficial to a lot of us. But I don't think that we should be chasing that rather than improving ourselves firstly and not realizing that we're not in the right state to have a relationship. Because I think to be in a good relationship, you need to firstly have a good you need to first be in a good state. Like, and I thought there's never no such thing as like a perfect time to like, do this, and perfect time to do that. But I think so many of us want a relationship and think it's just to solve all our issues, right? It will solve all of my problems once I ask that girl out, once I achieve that thing, I will do so much better. And I just don't think that's true. I think that like the relationship, you will just bring down and tear a relationship because you just rushed in like wanting a relationship so badly rather than actually, realizing that like, hey, I need to improve this or I need to do that first. And then once you're in a better mindset and like, your head's not as cluttered, then you'll be better. And I feel like a lot of people are afraid to admit that and afraid to tell other people that. And I just want to think, allow you people to realize that. Because I just see so many times so many people get into so many rocky relationships and it all just fails to work out. And the reason why is because, wrong place, wrong time for you. You just weren't in the right headspace. So you just weren't able to provide and do the right thing to make the relationship work out. And like, sure, sometimes it's the other way around. Your partner wasn't in the right headspace, and like, in that situation, there's not much you could do, right? If your partner was not in the right headspace, right time, and they need to break away from the relationship, you just got to accept that and move on. And that could be one of the hardest things to move on from because it's not even your fault necessarily, per se, right? It just didn't end up working out, but you never know. There's always a chance that it comes back around. But if it doesn't, you just move on and go to the next one. But I just failed to realize that most of us are the issue and the problem, right? Like we're dooming, we think life's miserable, oh my God, I'm so lonely, I'm so single, life sucks, I must find a girl, you finally find the girl, you finally get into the relationship, and guess what? Does life turn around magically? No, your problems are still there, you're still a loser, nothing actually improved, right? You just gained a girlfriend, right? And she might say things to you like, oh, you're the best, or oh, this or oh that, but like, it doesn't mean anything if none of it's true, right? If you're not actually good in any way or not providing in any way. And I just think that's the biggest issue a lot of us fail to realize and fail to do is we fail to actually realize that we need to better ourselves first rather than actually. And also, I think a lot of us realize that a relationship actually isn't anything we want or need as well. Like some people want a relationship and think a relationship because people like I think like adults and other people who have relationships say it's like the greatest thing imaginable and like, oh, love is like the best thing of all time. And it's like, is it really that great? Like if it was so great, like I feel like they just make it seem way too good rather than it is. Like, love could be a good thing and a nice bonus, but I don't think it's a necessity in life in any way, and I don't think you need it as much as people say it is. And why I think it's okay to be single as it is, right? You don't need to date someone, and you don't need to find that love. So why are you chasing it, right? If you could, there's so many people like myself. Honestly, I've become a happy person. I've never dated anyone in my life. Sure, would I want love? Yes, but am I not happy because of it? No. So I don't think I'm not happy because I don't have love. I just think having love would be a nice bonus to making my life maybe even more happy, right? But I think being happy is like the same thing, right? Like it doesn't change anything if I'm happy. Like happy is just a nice bonus, but like do I need that in my life? No, I could live life totally fine as a single individual and be totally fine with that. And I feel like you need to just great like if you can't necessarily find love, strengthen your other relationships per se, right? If you need something like that, right? You get closer with your friends, right? Because so many of us, only ever hang out with our friends so rarely. Like I could struggle to get my friends to come out and hang out half the time. And I think that that's a big example of what you need to do rather than just, get a girlfriend, right? The girlfriend won't solve your problems. She won't magically change your life around. You won't magically become like the coolest guy ever because of her. And I also just think to fail to realize that like love is just, I wouldn't say it's overrated, but love is definitely, just way too mainstreamly focused and put into the spotlight. Right? So much media and things have just really mainstreamed love way too much, and I think that love is just like everywhere you see love. You see love everywhere. It's hard to not see love. So I can see that sense of loneliness, and I won't lie. I've had that sense of myself. Right? I felt these times in my life where I felt really lonely and felt sad and got heartbroken when the girl rejected me. Yes, that happens, but like I've come to accept that in my life these days, and accept that these things will happen, and learn that like it's okay if these things happen. It's okay if these girls think this way or have these feelings. But am I gonna let that deter me from my life? No, I've come to realize that like I have great friends, and I love hanging out with my friends, and also the ability is what you can do while being single is another reason why I feel like you need to stop trying to chase love. Like you need to stop chasing love and come to realize that being single, you being single is the most free you will ever be in your life. It just is. You will lose your freedom if you go out and start dating, and if you go out and like have a partner, you're tied to that person, right? And you have to, I wouldn't say share life, but you basically do have to share your life and your free time together, like almost all of it, right? Like maybe not every single bit of it, but most of your life you have to put your time together with them. And I will say most women don't like video games, don't like nerdy things, and won't do the things that most of us nerdy teen boys like to do, or adults, I guess. I'm an adult, I'm not a teen, but most of us younger people like to do, right? Our younger men love to play video games and love to geek out and be nerdy, and like that's kind of some of our favorite pastimes. And for women, it's just not the same. Women are very different, and I think so many of us will lose a part of ourselves because we fail to realize that what actually ties into a relationship. We don't realize the demand, the need, the necessities that we need from it. We just think that, oh, it's just it would just make my life so much better. Everything will go better. It would just be perfect. That's what I want. And I don't know. You look at the goods and not the bads. There's so much bads that comes from relationships too, and there's so much other little things that I can nitpick about it. But like, let's be real. Like it's not as fantasy as society and like social media and like even just media per se, like movies and things have made it seem to be. Love is not that all dandy, right? There are lots of lows in love. Some of the lowest lows in your life are arguably come from relationships, which is why you need to accept the fact that you don't need love in any way, and you actually need to just enjoy your life as it is, and be grateful that you have the opportunities you do and have the friends you have, and come to really value what you have. I think that's another topic for another video that I'll explain, is that like I feel like we fail to value and appreciate the things we have so much, and so much in the society is what we want instead of just enjoying what I have, right? And like, I have this and I love that, I have that, and not looking at the new shiny new thing, right? Just enjoy the good old handy dandy, the old reliable, right? Like so many of us want like a new car, a new game, a new this, a new that, rather than actually just realizing that I already have this, I already have that, I can already do this, I can already do that, and all of it's good, and I don't need more to make my life happier or better in any way. Like I don't need any of that. It's like cool, it'd be nice to have, right? Sure, I would love to have the newest video game or have a hot cool girlfriend, but like do I need any of that to enjoy the so-called thing called life? No, not in any way. So I hope anything you gain from this video is to realize that love is not going to solve your problems and that you don't need it. It's cool to have it, and if you have the opportunity to do it, go out and pursue it. But like, you don't need to force yourself to find love to change your life around, because it really won't. If you're depressed and sad, you need to solve those issues in other ways and actually deal with them head on, rather than trying to cope. I think love is such a huge coping mechanism that a lot of us use. Like women's a prime example, like the rebound guy. Like the rebound guy is a big example of like just finding a reason to bounce back and use relationship as an excuse to hide your real emotions and feelings. And like we need to realize that like that's not the way we should do that, and we shouldn't put that onto someone else, right? We shouldn't trauma dump all of our emotions and feelings onto someone because we're in a bad state of mind and thinking that they will uplift us, they will do the heavy lifting. Because I think that's another thing, a lot of us just want someone else to solve our problems for us, so we get into a relationship and hope that they will just be the savior to us, be our hero in our story. But You know, the real hero of your story is yourself. You are the one writing your book or story, however you want to say it. And you gotta be the hero of your own story, right? You gotta get in there and solve the issue, right? If the issue is you're not doing well enough in school, you gotta lock in, study, do better, right? Or if you feel like you're not fulfilling your life, you gotta go out and make new friends and make your life fulfilling, right? Like that's another thing. Like you don't need to like so many people feel so lost and so unfulfilled in life, and like the easiest way to do that is just by doing things, right? Like it's so easy to just get up and start trying to make your life more fulfilling, right? Join a club, join an activity, go for walks, go to the gym more, right? Like just really make your life more meaningful rather than just eating like shit, sitting on your phone doom scrolling all day, and just wasting your life away and just looking at other people's success and things, how other people's lives are going so well. It's like your life's not going well, and you want this relationship, and you want these things to help uplift your life because you're not actually doing enough for yourself, right? And I don't know. I'm kind of rambling on at the end of this video, but all I can tell you in this video is love is not the answer to all your problems and all things in life, and that if you actually want to achieve a love and have a good relationship, you need to first tackle your own problems and things. And I know it can be hard, but it's not as bad as you think, right? Just, one step at a time, and you'll get there in no time, I feel like. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And wait, I didn't get this last kill. And we'll look at the scoreboard. I went 19 and 44 this game. Wow, I am hot shit dog ass on this server. But, it happens in life. And, I'm going to look at it as like, I had fun still. I enjoy talking to you guys, even though I did so shit in the game. And that's another reason why you can, embrace and enjoy life, is like, look at how bad I did. And I still was able to find joy and fun out of it. It's really not that bad. And I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, bye bye.